Well, gosh, before we even get started in our main introductions, can you believe the weather? This is not a sign of how it's going to be. I know Robert Irwin has already said that Alan Brown has promised a 50-degree game, that it's going to be nice and balmy, I believe is the word he used. Before we get started, though, again, today is September the 11th. And as I listened to KKYR this morning, who did a fabulous job of just remembering what happened 13 years ago at 7:46, let's take a moment of silence to remember those who have been affected through that. And God bless America. So now, on to the Live United Bowl. What do we do in America? Play football. So we're right in the middle of football season, and now it's time to talk once again about the second annual Live United Bowl. And we're excited to bring that once again to Texarkana, so I'm just going to go ahead at this point and turn it over to Alan Brown, my husband, who is spearheading that effort along with Jeff.
Shelby really makes all the decisions. We just do what she tells us to do because she's the marketing guru. And we were very. I want to just start out by reflecting just a little bit on last year. You know how appropriate it is raining on our press conference day. When we announced we were going to do this press conference today, I went out to the long-range forecast because I'm a weather guy, because I'm a football fanatic, and we have a son playing college football, so I have to know what the weather's doing. Which we had a 5-hour delay at Magnolia last weekend where the Riders won on the last play of the game, but it poured down rain the whole time. So, you know, I couldn't help but think the whole time I'm sitting there. We got the Great American Conference kicked off last weekend, and it poured down rain the whole time, and it quit about 2 seconds after SAU scored the last touchdown and won the game. So how appropriate for us to be trying to do another bowl game. But, you know, the Live United Bowl, the Live United Texarkana Bowl, I want everyone to know here, as long as we can keep garnering the support that we're receiving from both of our cities and from Arkansas High School, I can tell you we're going to have it. And that's going to continue, we hope, to get bigger and bigger, starting with this year on December the 6th. Our bowl game this year will be December the 6th at Razorback Stadium with the noon kickoff. So we're rocking and rolling with that. But last year's event was very successful from a community standpoint. I want you to know that we're very appreciative to the city of Texarkana, Arkansas for the grant that they gave us. We're very appreciative to all of the businesses here in town that contributed and made the event possible. And naturally, with ticket sales not being where we wanted them to be, you know, I thought it was a largely attended game for the 100% chance of rain that we had and the 37 degrees that we had. I thought we had a large crowd, but naturally our ticket sales lagged because of the weather and people not wanting to come out and watch the game, and I certainly understand that. I'm not going to talk a lot about the weather. I'm not going to read the almanac. I'm not going to do anything like that. I'm just going to proceed like we did last year and then let things fall where they may. I can tell you that Texarkana made history last year. Texarkana became the only city to ever reschedule a bowl game. And that was a lot of work. I want you to know that. But through the Great American Conference Communications Office and through myself, we were able to jump through the NCAA hoops, the things that we needed to do for both of our teams participating, and through the cooperation of the school system, was able to reschedule it for that following Friday, and I played it. You know, Jeff and I thought it was very important that we play that game, and we did get the game in, and it has catapulted us into another season for our bowl game. Right now, I want you to take, I think it's about a minute and a half, I want you to see a video that was sent to us by Coach Huckabee. Coach Huckabee was the head coach at Harding University. I think if you talk to any coach, any administrator of either of the schools that participated in our inaugural game last year, you're going to see that they had a great experience at Texarkana, and I want you to take just a second to hear what Coach Huckabee had to say.
My name is Ryan Huckabee, and I'm head football coach at at Harding University, and I want to talk a little bit about our experience last year at the Live United Texarkana Bowl. We were so pleased with the entire experience. The people of Texarkana were awesome. They worked really, really hard in some really difficult circumstances regarding the weather to make us feel like we were experiencing a first-class bowl game. We loved it. Our kids really felt like we were treated in such a way that it made the extra practice and all the things that we did very much worthwhile. We can't thank the people of Texarkana enough. We can't thank the people that were involved in the bowl game, preparations, accommodations. We can't thank them enough. It was awesome. And we just want the people of Texarkana to know how much we appreciate it. And we loved every bit of our experience.
I can also tell you that, of course, I do a lot of reading. I read a lot about sports, and I'm already starting to read a lot about the Great American Conference and following them along with the other two conferences. We're only into 1 week because I'm excited about that. But I can tell you that in 2 of the big publications with the Great American Conference, Coach Huckabee said 2 things. One, he said that he lost his second conference game early in the year. And when he lost his second conference game, most teams would have folded and given up because the likelihood of you getting a bid to the NCAA playoffs with 2 losses is slim and none. And he knew that. But his kids picked their head up and fought because they had an opportunity to play in the Live United Texarkana Bowl in Texarkana. And he won out and finished 10-2 for the year and came here and put on a pretty good show for that. The Texas A&M Commerce experience was unbelievable. Those kids were called in and told to pack up their belongings and get ready for the off season, and they began to pack it up. And he has a video online that he shows when he goes in and he says, "I'm just kidding, y'all need to unpack because we're going to Texarkana play." The locker room erupted. The kids were so excited about an opportunity to play in Division II, a bowl game. I've said this many times about the magnitude of this game and where it's played. Out of 170-something Division II teams and 16 teams making it to the playoffs, 24 teams making it to the playoffs, you have 150 schools left. Out of that, 60% of those will have 6 wins or more, play nowhere, have nothing to look forward to. The other 2 bowl games, the Mineral Water Bowl in Missouri and the Heart of Texas Bowl in Texas, are the only 2 opportunities. This past season, Washington was granted the opportunity to go to the Heart of Texas Bowl. It was canceled and not rescheduled, so they did not get an opportunity to play. And so we have a very unique opportunity that we need to continue to capitalize on here in Texarkana, and we've laid some exceptional groundwork to try to get that taken care of. So I just want to cover just a few quick points. Our game day again will be December the 6th at 12 noon at Razorback Stadium. Who's going to play in the game? Our formula with the Great American Conference is we will get the highest place finisher in the Great American Conference that does not qualify for the playoffs. Last year, Henderson State won the conference. They were the only team selected in the playoff bracket. Harding finished 2nd, so we got the Harding Bisons. Harding finishes 2nd or 3rd this year, depending on what that is, we would get the Harding Bisons. So we have the Great American Conference tiebreaker. So if you're interested in knowing what we're going to be watching, we're going to be watching the standings in the Great American Conference. We use their tiebreaker rules, and we get the highest place finisher that does not qualify for the playoffs. And I can tell you, very frankly, we can pick their opponent from anywhere in the country, and they will come. We have calls from Indiana, we've had calls from Illinois, we've had calls from all over the place, people wanting to come play in Texarkana, wanting to be considered. Right now, our 2 tie-ins will be the MIAA out of Missouri and the Lone Star Conference again out of Texas. We will pick a team from one of those 2 conferences to be our at-large team. Who that will be, I can't tell you, but I can tell you one thing. It's a very difficult decision. When we met that weekend, let me back up and say we will not be able to pick our team.